Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. One of the most important topic in this first chapter of Gita is regarding the Kula Dharma. And this topic is very, very important from understanding our Sanatana Dharma is concerned. So continuing his theme that Kulakshay Krutam Dosham Prapashad Bhir Janardana Katham Nadneyam Asmabhi Papadasma Nivartitum. When we are well aware that this is going to be really a destructive war, the whole family will be annihilated and there will be a most chaotic situation left behind after the war. And what is that chaotic situation which will be left behind after the war? This is what he starts now picturing. What is going to happen? 40th verse. Kulakshaye pranashyanti Kuladharma sanatanaha Dharme nashte kulam krutznam Adharmo bhavatyuta. If you remember, in the beginning, Bhagavan Shankaracharya in his commentary told us that there are two types of aspects in this dharma. One is Abhyudaya Hetu and second is Nishreyasa Hetu. And this Abhyudaya Hetu is practiced by all those who are wanting to achieve something from this world. And as a result of this pravrutti or the involvement in this world is concerned, he has explained that there are two types of achievements. First, this is on page number 15. Abhyudayarthaha api yaha pravrutti lakshano dharmaha varnam shraman cha uddishya vihitaha saha devadi sthana prapti hetu. See, when we practice abhyudaya, the relative existence is taken to be real and a lot of progress is made in the outer world. Now, what is that which can be achieved through this abhyudaya? Is not only the material prosperity in this world. This is what Arjuna was saying. Api trailokya rajasya hetoho kimnu mahikrute. This pravrutti lakshana dharma, this lifestyle according to the scriptural injunctions, will not only give us prosperity in this world, but also we will go at a higher level of existence. Which are those higher levels of existence? Attainment of the position of some devata. See, you all must have read somewhere, Bhishmacharya was one of the Ashtavasus who was cursed, and because of that curse he was born as a human being. Similarly, when you read the various characters in Mahabharata, they tell that such and such was such and such person, this Shikhandi was so and so, Ambika was so and so, Amba was so and so, and then they were born, although Shikhandi was a man, but in his earlier life he was she, because she has, that Amba or Ambika has taken a vow that I will be born again to kill Bhishmacharya, and therefore again the birth was, human form was taken as a human being, as a man, and this was known to Bhishmacharya. Therefore he was considering Shikhandi as a woman, not as a man, and therefore he will not shoot arrows at her. All those things that we study, read, what it indicates, that we don't exist only at the level of the human beings. The jivas also exist at the level of the various higher beings. Now, what happens, like we are here, we want to get certain little things done here and there. So what we will do? We will go to the Devata of this place. So who is the Devata of this place? The chief administrator is the Devata of this place. So we go propitiate him. This has to be done, so please do it. Now he has got the power, he has got the ability, so he will do it for us. We say, he has really blessed us. In the same manner, when a seeker propitiates the various gods, Devan bhavayitanena te deva bhavayantuha. Various divine energies, forces are propitiated by the human beings. As a result, those forces, they protect that person or that family. This is the rule. And with reference to this is Kula Dharma. What was the word I am coming to? Kula Dharma Sanatanaha. The Kula Dharma is what? There are many divine powers spread in this world, and each family is being taken care of by a particular deity. See, there was one air hostess. She married to somebody, then lived a life. There are 2 children, and then she started having funny things in her house. Normally the crows don't stay in the human house. They always stay in the tree. And crows are the one, they never take food from anybody's hand. They are extremely doubtful birds. Other birds may come and take. Crows will never do. Now in her house, the crows have started living, and she is to feed the crows, and this is little abnormal. So she consulted somebody, then they said this and that, and then she asked me, Swamiji, but all these things, are they real or what, or is it imagination? I said, what was told? So that person told, you have not gone to your Kula Devata since your marriage. And there is a tradition in your family that after marriage, the newly wedded couple should go to the Kula Devata. Where is that? In such and such village, there is such and such Devi. There we have to do our puja. Now these Kula Devatas, they are the kind of higher beings who have all the power, and they are protecting those particular families. And therefore every family, they have certain Kula Devata. And those Kula Devatas are the one who are to be propitiated by everybody in the family. Now you may be the devotee of Krishna, you may be the devotee of Rama. If your Kula Devata is Devi, you have to do all the rituals and puja poti. See, one day one Gujarati girl asked me this question. Swamiji, I don't know, I am getting confused. I went to some Mahatmas and I asked them, and they have made me more confused. And when I started doing the things according to their advice, there was more fight at home. And then they said, don't bring any Mahatma, they are creating confusions and problems, they are unnecessarily making us miserable. So, Swamiji, I have come to you. I said, then you will become more miserable from me. She said, no, please help me. And her problem was this. She said, Swamiji, I am Krishna devotee. In our house, there is Devi Puja, because there is a Kula Devata. Now, I don't feel like doing the Devi Puja, Kula Devata, because I am a devotee of Krishna. And everybody tells me that you have to do Devi's Puja. What I should do? Please tell me. If I don't do it, they become angry. If I do it, I feel uncomfortable. Now, can you sort it out? Then I explained her this, what I am telling you. I said, look here, this Kula Devata is the one which is the divine power protecting the family. And this divine power is not antagonist to your Ishtadevata. That divine power will not, Devi will not say, okay, you are propitiating me and want to go to Krishna, I will see how you go. It is not like that. And then I give an example. See, our Tulsidaji writes a bhajan to Ganeshji. Gaiye Ganapati Jagabandhana. And there what he asks from Ganeshji, Basahu Ramasiya Manasa More. He doesn't say, Ganapati, you come and sit. No, he said, I don't want you. You help me in reaching Bhagwan Ramachandra. So these various Kula Devatas, which are associated with every family, they are to be propitiated. And what happens with that? With that, there is a sense of belonging to an old tradition. And that sense of belonging to old tradition is very, very essential for having one's self-respect and a kind of cultural bond. It is extremely necessary. See, when you see the people in the other countries, our Indians, for one generation, two generation, three generation, they are so much attached and emotionally bound to the motherland, India, where their forefathers, 2-3 generations before they were there, they were born over here, and some of them migrated, and now those people have 3 generations, nobody has come to India. But yet they have the sense of bond, that this is the place, tradition, culture, religion we belong to. So this sense of belonging is the dignity of the human beings. Animals don't have sense of belonging. And therefore this Kula Dharma are necessary, which keep the families bound together. And when that particular function of the Kula Devata comes, all the people spread over different parts of the world, they come together, have the puja done, have their prasad, and again depart. This is how these Kula Dharmas are necessary for keeping the integrity of the family and keeping all the people together through these various pujas. Now, if this is understood, now Arjuna's cursor. Kulakshaye pranashyanti Kula Dharmaha Sanatanaha. And these Kula Dharmas are Sanatana. Sanatana means, like we have something called as a Gotra. Bharadwaja Gotra or Kashyapa Gotra. That means that particular Rishi was the original progenitor through whom the whole line of children are born, and we belong to that particular lineage. So Sanatanaha, and all these Kula Dharmas, they are not created by any particular person out of his own liking or disliking. It is inherited from family, from generation to generation within family. I remember we used to have one small Devi stone, and as the time passed, we used to do everyday puja, and it started growing because of every time you apply some kind of oil and all things, it's growing. It became this much. Then we had to go to that particular Devi's temple. So when you go, you carry that and offer it to that goddess, and from there you take another one. And then we were told, see, this was the one which was brought by our great-great-grandfather. Because those days, going to those difficult places was a great journey. And therefore, all the pujas, everything is offered to that, and with that you are connected with your earlier generations. This is how these Kula Dharmas are Sanatana, they are from the eternity going on. And these Kula Dharmas will be destroyed. Why? Kulakshaye. when the families are broken, the families are disrupted, and as a result, dharme nashte kulam krusnam adharmaha abhivatyuta. And then, when these kula dharmas will be destroyed, then the sinful activities will start overpowering all the activities of that family. Now see how important it is. Like in many families they have got various pujas, like somewhere Ganesh ji, somewhere Durga Puja. So those people have something to look forward to every year. Now this puja is coming, that puja is coming. Yes, this morning I received a phone call. Happy Gudi Padwa and all that. And then now we are starting this Rama Vijay from today onward, because today is the Chaitra Shuddha Pratipada, then Ram Navami will come. So we are starting that. Now when they have something to look forward to, so all the preparations, everything is done. So all the people come together. This is how people start living together for the common purpose of the divine functioning. But when dharme nashte, when these traditions are gone, when people stop coming together on the count of these religious functions, dharme nashte, then kulam krusnam adharmaha abhivatyuta, then the whole family tradition, everything is destroyed. The other day, one lady came and she was with me for a few days. And when we went to one or two places, European lady, and she was so surprised and touched, because in their tradition, in their culture, there is nothing that you have to go to a particular temple, do this thing, nothing, because they have nothing in that. There is no tradition, no culture, no nothing. And that is why today they are all disrupted. Everybody is leading their individual life. You see here, how many types of different cartoons come. And you will come here for yoga and all kinds of things hanging around and walking and looking into the days, drugs and all kinds of people. There is, because they do not have this. Now you can understand the importance of Kula Dharma, tradition, culture. It only keeps the spark of life going. See, those people who have moved around the world, they know how miserable the world is. You may go anywhere in the world, but there is nothing like our India. In this, many people, those who are not gone, they have that imagination, oh, how beautiful this thing. They go there and then start suffering and they want to come back here only. The base is this Kula Dharma. So, dharme nashte kulam krusnam adharmaha abhivatyuta. And then adharma starts overpowering. Now, what is the meaning of adharma? The unrighteousness overpowering. This is said in the 41st verse. Adharma bhivavat Krishna pradushyanti kulastriyaha strishu dushtasu varshneya jayate varna sankaraha. The other day, one lady came here from USA, and she was with me in some camp also, and there was one discussion going on, so they asked me, Swamiji, I got my son here, our Indian, her sister, her son. Swamiji, I got my son to be married, do you know any good girl? Because he will be going to USA to settle. So I said, what girl you want? You want from India, from USA? Swamiji, if she is from USA, she will be very well settled there. It will be better. I said, then you are inviting destruction in your family. Why? I said, you do not know The boys from USA, they want to come to India, get married and go there. It is not guarantee that they'll succeed, but this is what they want. And once you go over there, there is a terrible life. Now what is the terrible life? I'll tell you. Once one family called me for food and they didn't tell me anything. Swamiji, please come for a dinner to our house. So I went to their house. And you will see there, the culture and tradition is so horrible. If you have gone to Mr. X in somebody's house, other than that Mr. X, nobody will even wish you hello. They will even not look at you as if a mosquito has entered the house. In our tradition, anybody comes, he is the guest of the whole family. There is not like that. So I went with this couple, and daughter was sitting there with the legs on that table and this something in the mouth and watching the TV. So after I went, hey, hi. Not even saying hi. So that old couple says, Swami, please come, we'll sit inside. That means you don't sit here. So I went inside. And then they say, Swamiji, we have brought you particularly that you should talk to our daughter. He said, okay, I'll talk. What is there to do? And then they say, hey, Swamiji wants to talk to you. He say, okay, send him here. She is not ready to get up from there. With the half pant and this thing and like that. I know why my dad has called you. And she started. Remember, I am an American girl. I am not that Indian type. All right. Now we have a fight inside the house. For that only they have called you. I know, I'll tell you. What is that? The fight is, I insist on going for dating and they don't allow me. What is wrong in dating? Everybody does it. Now see what the culture has gone through. And therefore, we are on war path. Now in USA, you cannot say one word to your child by rule. Why USA, in UK also? The whole of Europe. You just cannot say one word. You say one word, immediately police will put you behind bar. That's why the number is 911. And that is why on 911 only all that attack has happened in America. That 911 is a very big significance. So, parents are so frustrated, afraid, because the moment they say some word, immediately they are behind bars. So with their own children, they are living in their house with fear. If you say something, they will do like that. And in many cases have happened. Now, this girl was telling, tell me what is wrong. I said, there is nothing wrong. So you approve of? I said, yes, I approve of. You are very intelligent girl. I have never seen such an intelligent and frank and bold girl like you. So, all her argument and logic to bombard against me was flat because I accepted. Then I said, see, before we take up any medicine, don't we see the report of the medicine? Then this medicine is tried on many people and it is very effective. It doesn't have side effects. Yes, of course. I said this medicine of marriage was tried by people who have been dating as you are suggesting and by those people who have never dated like your parents. Out of those marriages where dating was never practiced, those marriages continue to exist. 40 years of married lives with the same wife and husband, not with so many of them. Now all those who have selected their partners through dating, how many years they last? Now give me the data. If you don't, I will give you the data. That in USA, on an average, every male member gets married 6 times and a female member gets married 4 to 5 times. And all of them are expert in dating. So what are you achieving? You tell me. And then you get married the way you want. And second thing, who cares what happens to you if you are a child of the Western culture? But you are a child of Indian culture. Therefore, your parents are so worried. And therefore, they want you to go in a proper manner. This is the meaning. Strishu dushtashu varshneya jayate varna sankaraha. You know, in our culture, our country, if somebody is to be abused, and how is abused? That you are a bastard. Bastard means what? The one whose father is not traceable is called as a bastard. So if somebody is abused bastard, he will take your blood out. But there, everybody is a bastard. Because nobody's father is traceable. Even in the hospitals, when the lady delivers the baby, there the father's name is not obligatory to be written. And if somebody asks who is the father of the baby, it is an offense, legal offense. Can you imagine? This is what he said here. Strishu dushtashu varshneya jayate varna sankaraha. Varna sankaraha means what? I am 1/4 Spanish, 1/4 British, and half American. So this is my composition. This is called a Varna Sankaraha. There is no purity either in breeding or thinking or any kind. Don't say that way. We are very particular about thoroughbred dogs. We understand the importance that the dog breeding should be pure. There should not be any admixture. But when it comes to human beings, then there is no control. And who is the source of allowing all this nonsense to happen? Strishu dushtashu varshneya jayate varna sankaraha. In any society, cultures, custodians are ladies, not men. Men can never maintain the culture. It is only the women. And the women maintain the culture only as the mothers and not as the models or the cinema actor, actresses. No. Therefore, here, this is one of the most important aspects Arjuna is bringing out. What is the meaning of overpowering of the dharma by the adharma? Overpowering of the freedom by the licentiousness. Dharma gives you freedom. It doesn't allow you to be enslaved to your own whims and fancy, likes and dislikes. That is what dharma does. But the licentiousness, adharma, will give you an illusion of freedom. I can do whatever I want. And thereafter, throughout life, only hunting, one after another, one after another. And see, the other day I was in UK last year I think. I went to one school and I spoke some time, and then I was talking to one girl. So I said, hey, what is your achievement? That girl must be about 15 or 14. What's your achievement till you are this age? I have kissed 36 different boys. And when this was said by that girl, the person who took me started looking into the sky as if nothing is heard. I said, why are you feeling shy? See, this is the achievement. Strishu dushtashu varshneya jayate varna sankaraha. Therefore, it is very necessary that in any culture, if men are doing bad, doesn't matter. But the women have to be pure. And the greatness of the woman is only in the motherhood. And therefore, see, the Shivaji was brought out not by a model or a politician. It was only by the mother. And this is what Arjuna's concern was. that in any culture, in any society where the women get corrupted, that society, that culture is destined for destruction. And thereafter, there is no house, there is no family, there is no nothing. And this is how, and once it started from one step, then it can't be reverted back. And it is so much. You just go and see the Western world. It is so frightening to look at them. Worse than the animal in our country. The animals are more disciplined and decent than the human beings in the Western world. So, adharma bhivavat Krishna pradushyanti kulastriyaha. So, there are two types of ladies. Kulastriyaha, those ladies who are maintaining the family structure, those who are maintaining the tradition, culture by which the new generation is brought out and something good is done. That is why, when I was giving lecture in Ahmedabad on the Matrutva Sadhana, there I have brought out this point. I said, the real contribution from a woman to the society is not running one industry better and having one more project done in a very effective manner. The real contribution is bringing up a decent human being who will take care of the next generation. That is the real contribution for the mother. And therefore, here Arjuna's concern was very right. Adharma bhivavat Krishna pradushyanti kulastriyaha strishu dushtashu varshneya jayate varna sankaraha. So, when the women folk gets corrupted, the whole society is destroyed. This is one of the reasons. The other day one person asked me, Swamiji, you are telling to get married early, my daughter, but is it not too early? I said, what is her age? Swamiji, she is only 24. I said, then it is too early. You should get her married at the age of 42. But why are you insisting for early marriage? I told this principle only. When the girls and the boys get married earlier, their mutual attraction, mutual understanding, mutual adaptation, accommodation is possible. When they become 26, 27, 28, strong personalities are born. Adaptability completely gone. Thereafter only dharma kshetre, kurukshetre and nothing else. Whole life goes only on fighting I versus you. Therefore, Arjuna's concern was that in this battle, when the people will be killed, who will remain? Only the ladies folk and the oldies. All the young generation will be annihilated. And in this disproportionate structure of the society, the other people from other places will come and attack. And when they will attack, the first thing they will do will be destroying our ladies, and as a result, from the next generation onward, all the crossbred crop will come out. And then the whole tradition, culture, everything is gone. So, when this happens, Strishu dushtashu vashneya jayate varna sankaraha. Then what happens? 42nd verse. Sankaro narakayaiva kulagnanam kulasya cha patanti pitaro yesham lupta pindodaka kriyaha. This first chapter I was teaching in Delhi in a Bengali area, Chittaranjan Park. And they told me, Swamiji, you please teach us also chanting, we like it. I said, all right. When this verse came, Sankaro narakayaiva, Bengalis, Shankaro narakayaiva. Shankarji goes to hell. I said, Baba, it is not Shankar, it is Sankaro. So, Bengalis will make sa into sha. And Gujaratis will make sha into sa. There was one teacher was teaching German, and there was one Gujarati boy. And however she was trying to help him, say sha, so. Say sha, so. He was not understanding where is wrong. Finally she got disgusted. She saw his book and his name was Shah, S-H-H. What's your name? Sa. Now what can you talk to them? So, Sankaro Narakaya Eva. When there is a crossbreeding, Narakaya Eva, it will definitely a gateway to the hell. Why? Because Lupta Pindodaka Kriyaha, the Pindadan, the Shraddha, everything will disappear. Because I don't know who is my father, I never seen him any time in my life. I don't know who is my mother, why should I give any Pindadan to anybody? Now see, what is the meaning of the Shraddha? When Shraddha tells us that we have to, on a yearly basis, regularly, give some food, some charity, some puja to the departed one after death. What does it mean? While they are alive, also you have to take care of them. See? And that is why in our country this old age homes and all that, they never be popular. Because our old people want to die at home, not outside in somebody's very posh bungalow. What will you do there? In Pune, this thing happened. One NRI came, and when NRIs come, they think, money can do everything. So he constructed a old people home. In India, we don't have, we should have it something. So a lot of money, so he constructed. And then advertised. Old people home is there and all facilities will be provided. There is a common room, there is a TV room, there are games, and there is swimming pool, and there is this, and exercise, and entertainment, and every kind of thing. 3,000 rupees per month only. Not a single person joined. So they got disgusted. Another NRI came. They say, we will sponsor and give you the customers. So that another group started that, we will get. And they were searching. But nobody wants to go and stay in that posh place in the old days. Whole life they have stayed in the Jhopadpatti. Who will go and stay there? Now, there was one family. That old lady used to be tied down to the chair. Her hands will be tied down, she will be sitting like this. And these second group of NRIs, they went and talked to her. Amma, how are you? I am fine. See your son and daughter-in-law, how they are treating you. They are tying you down like this. He said, let them tie down. They are my children. Why you are worried? They are, making you suffer. No, they don't know. I am happy. Who told you I am suffering? But they are tying you down like animal. I deserve that. She very clearly told. She said, I have lost control over myself. And therefore I go anywhere and I pick up something and I started breaking the things. Both of they go for work. So what they will do? So they have no option but to do this thing. And therefore they are not my enemy. They are my own children. And if I had to die, I will die in my child's lap here. Not in your guest house. I don't know to come there. See? So, Lupta Pindodaka Kriyaha, this particular Shraddha thing gives a tremendous knowledge to us unknowingly. Take for example, those who are born and brought up in India, whether they are Hindus or Muslims or Christians or anybody, all of them knowingly, unknowingly accept the earlier existence, the present existence and the future existence. For them there is no difficulty in understanding the Punarjanma. Absolutely no difficulty. And those who are brought up only in the Western culture, there was one student from Australia in 92 or 93. He joined, and after 6 months he got disgusted and left. He said, I can't believe and accept the rebirth. Now see, when you accept rebirth, you know what are the things that happen without our knowledge? First of all, the karma yoga starts operating. Second thing, possibility of spiritual evolution is there. Third thing, this is not the end of life. Never mind, in this life, next life something will happen. The whole orientation of lifestyle changes. And this is brought to us through the simple technique of Shraddha, Pinda, Dana and Kriya, etc. This is how our culture, our tradition is passed on from generation to generation. When remember, when these Pandits are called on Shraddha day, and it goes because they start cooking and doing only after 12 o'clock, so whatever the rules. So by the time it is 3 o'clock, 3:30, nobody has eaten anything, everybody is hungry. And these Pandits are very comfortably doing everything, and when the food is given to them, because they are eating as the departed souls, so slowly, comfortably they go on eating. And we as children used to go so miserably, eat fast, we are hungry. So right from childhood, this samskara is made on the mind that my father has done this Shraddha for his father, then his father has done for his father. So there is a tradition, culture, lineage. See how beautifully the whole thing is brought out. All these things will be destroyed if there is a crossbreeding. See? So, Sankaro narakayaiva kulagnanam kulasyacha patanti pitaro hesham lupta pindodaka kriyaha. So, kulagnanam kulasyacha Sankaraha narakaya eva. Therefore, this becomes the cause of going to hell. Because lupta pindodaka kriya pitaraha narakaya patanti. These, the departed ones, the pitara, they go to hell, they suffer because this is called a pitruloka. In pitruloka, unless the pindadana is given, they do not get the food. They are called as ushmapa. Ushmapa means they only eat through the heat. That is their mouth. So whatever food is given, it's always given very, very hot. Hot rice balls are made, and that is the pindadan. So the steam which goes out from that rice ball is eaten by these pitaras, departed ones. This is how they sustain. And then they bless their next generation. This is how there is a continuity of existence from one life to another life, from one generation to another generation. All this will be destroyed if this war takes place. See where Arjuna is going. So what he has said is perfectly right, but in what context he has said is perfectly wrong. So by this what will happen? 43rd verse. Doshai retai kulagnanam varna sankara karakaihi utsadyante jati dharmaha kula dharmascha shashvataha. So varna sankara karakaihi etaihi doshaihi kulagnanam. This is the destroyer of their own tradition and culture because of the crossbreeding. By such people, jati dharmaha utsadyante. See, jati means what? We are manushya jati, we are human beings. Then there are plants, then there are animals. So jati dharmaha utsadyante. Because of that, this crossbreeding, no purity is maintained, the people start behaving like animals. And kula dharmascha shashvataha, and the kula dharmas, because of which the family, the tradition, the culture was maintained, that is also destroyed. See, the basic difference between the marriage in our culture and tradition and the Western approach is that in our culture, a girl is married to a family as a wife to the husband, and then as a sister-in-law to other people, and all the relations are equally valid as the relation between the husband and the wife. It is not that only I and my husband and I and my wife. That is the latest trend. Therefore, Arjuna's concern was this, that jati dharma kula dharmasya shashvataha utsadyante. And when this kind of tradition, culture, everything is destroyed, then what happens? Next verse, utsanna kula dharmanam manushyanam janardana narake niyatam vaso bhavatityanu Utsanna kula dharmanam manushyanam. Now those people whose kula dharmas are destroyed and those who do not have any culture and tradition, when they die, they go for eternity to the hell. Iti shushruma, thus we have heard. So, here is a science of perfect living in the relative world called as the pravrutti lakshana dharma. Now see here one very important point. We have the freedom to get involved in this world. But if this freedom is not a guarded freedom, this freedom will become a license. And we will mistake the freedom for the licentiousness. The Sanskrit words will be swatantrya and swachandata. Swatantrya is freedom and swachandata is licentiousness. So, those who do not have tradition, culture, their life becomes extremely animalistic and they start leading a most disgusting existence. Utsanna kula dharmanam manushyanam janardana narake niyatam vaso bhavati tanushruma. I don't know if I told you, there was one girl, American girl, who has done Vedanta course. At the age of 22, she went back. After having gone back, she was a girlfriend of a young man of 72 years. She was 22. For 2 years she lived as his girlfriend. Marriage institution is meant for the underdeveloped countries. Overdeveloped countries, marriages are only between man and man, woman and woman. This man and woman getting married, it is, the underdeveloped countries. So, there, she lived for 2 years. After that, that man was diagnosed as having cancer. Immediately she got married to him. Thereafter praying to the Lord. And her prayers were answered. And he left behind millions and millions of dollars. And her argument was, what is wrong if I had done this? Now see her argument, how convincing. To help an old man in his old age, is it a sin? No. I have helped him. And he wanted me, and I helped him. Second thing, when I married to him after knowing he is having cancer, So I got married, and now as a result I am inheriting these millions of dollars. These millions of dollars I would never have earned in my whole life with whatever I have done. So what is wrong if I have done this? This argument is like what? The argument given to these terrorists. Hey young man, how much do you think you will earn in your life? I'll earn about 10 lakhs. Okay, I give you 10 lakhs right now. In your mother's name, in your father's name, whomsoever you want, tell me. So you have earned your whole life. Now do whatever we tell you. And once they get caught up, whether you want or you don't want, you have to do or I will shoot you. And this is how this is called as the totally Rakshasi logic. And this is what he is coming here. Uchchanna kula dharmanam manushyanam janardana narake niyatam vaso bhavati tyanushruma. So this kind of logic is no logic. We have to understand one thing, that we are progressing spiritually in our life. And this in between stage, as we are human being, it is the time stage wherein we purify ourselves and know the truth. Instead of that, we get lost into the violence of confusion and doubt under the disguise of freedom, and I want to do whatever I want to do. Now see, this freedom is so distorted. This happened in Switzerland. I had prepared khichdi. Somebody came to meet me. Now there you should not ask whose child is this. That's a sin. So I was talking to the child. Hey, come on, take this Indian dish you like, the Indian porridge. So I don't want. I said, come on, try. You will not get it again. So that lady who was with him, Swamiji, please don't force him. If he eats, he eats. He doesn't eat, he doesn't eat. You have no right to force on him. I said, I am not forcing on him. No. Once he said no, means it is no. Yeah, this is wrong. It is not according to our rules. I said, I am so sorry. It's okay. He has said sorry, it's fine. Imagine, you cannot tell one word to the child. One word you cannot tell. Why? That is freedom. Individual freedom is more important than the total freedom. This is what is called as destined for hell. Now, after having discussed, imagined, understood, analyzed, now Arjuna is congratulating himself. Aho batamahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam yadrajya sukhalobhena hantum swajana mudyataha. Aho batamahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam. Lo, we nearly have committed to do the worst kind of sin. What is the worst kind of sin? Swajanam udyata hantum. Because we have decided to kill our nears and dears. And what for? Yad rajya sukhalobhena. Only because of the greed for the kingdom. We have taken a very wrong, terrible decision. That we are going to fight the war and kill everybody. And therefore, I think this is the time we should change our decision. And therefore, the goody Arjuna says in the 46th verse, Yadi mama pratikaram ashastram shastra panayah dharta rashtrarane hanyuh tanme kshemataram bhavet. This is philosophy is what? Philosophy is, Mom, I have not prepared properly for the exams, therefore this year I had decided to drop. I'll prepare properly and do it next year. Now the logic is, even if I appear for the examination, I won't get good marks. So getting bad marks is as good as failing. So why should I study now and appear in the next year? I'll try. But by this we forget that you are setting a precedence in your mind, that whenever there are challenges, there is an option of dropping out. This is exactly what was happening to Arjuna. You have to think first, and once the decision is taken, work for it. You can't go on imagining, and why this thing comes? Doubt. I don't remember anything. I don't think I'll be able to pass this time. And after you decide not to go for the examination, and other people go for exam and they come back, and then you see the question paper. Hey, all this I know very well. I wish I had appeared for the examination, but it is too late. Therefore, here Arjuna is in that case because lack of confidence, because psychological turmoil, because arrogance of the past, because bitterness in the heart, all these things put together has brought this negative thinking line in Arjuna's mind. And therefore he says, Yadi mama pratikaram ashastram shastrapanaya dhatarashta rane hanyuhu tanme kshemataram bhavet. If I give up my armor from my hands, and all these Duryodhan etc. Dhatarashtraha, the children of the Dhritarashtra, even if they come with all the instruments of destruction in their hands and they attack me, who is without any instruments of destruction in my hand, I will feel that is better than fighting the war. See, this is called as the philosophy of dropouts. It is better to die. Why kill? Why is it better to die? Don't have that negative feeling. It's very important. Unless we develop that feeling in our understanding, we will not put forward all our efforts. That is why, the criminals are more committed, because they are to do it or die. There is no alternative left. They have to do it. But here, with the goody-goodiness, Arjuna has started thinking in this manner. Even if they come and kill me, it is better than I killing them. Ultimately, you will die. Then again, all the fellows will go to hell. Then what about that? So, don't have this kind of negative thing in life. In this manner, Arjuna has presented his case. Now we'll analyze it in short and then go to the last verse. All the Dharma Shastra which was taught by Arjuna to Bhagavan Sri Krishna, as if Bhagavan Sri Krishna doesn't know. He knows all this. Because in 64 days, Bhagavan Sri Krishna has learned 64 Vidyas from Sandipani Rishi. Other students have to remain for years together doing this, doing that. Bhagavan Sri Krishna learned 64 Vidyas in 64 days. That is how Sandipani came to know that he is the avatar himself and none other than him. So, he knew all this. And what he said, Arjuna was perfectly right. But the context was wrong. And why the context was wrong? Because he was under delusion, confusion. And therefore, although he said good, but it was said in a wrong place. And therefore, Bhagavan Sri Krishna did not appreciate his approach. But we imagine that Bhagavan Sri Krishna has made Arjuna fight the war. See how? Suppose I am going to a hill station. Let us say to Uti. Now there are very many bends you have to go. And then I see one truck coming, and the truck fellow asked me, "Hey, where are you going?" "The bridge is broken, I have returned back. Go back to Coimbatore, there is no way that you can go to Ooty." So when somebody tells, "Okay," and then you stop, and in the small area you negotiate to turn backside. And when you are in halfway, another car comes from Ooty, and he says, "Hey, why are you standing halfway like this?" "No, actually I was going to Ooty, but I am turning back because the truck fellow said that the bridge is broken and vehicles can go, so I am going back." "Who told you that, fool? Trucks cannot go, but cars can go. We are coming from there. Now what will I do then? I will again turn my car towards Ooty and start going. Now will you say that the car fellow has compelled me to go to Ooty? No. I had wrong knowledge about the road condition. And because of that delusion, wrong knowledge, I was turning back. When that obstacle of wrong knowledge was removed, I was anyway going in the same manner. Arjuna has come on the battlefield to fight the war, not to take sannyas. So what Bhagavan Sri Krishna has done, has brought to his knowledge that your approach, your understanding, that is wrong. Once that wrong understanding is corrected, immediately our life's journey starts smoothly. Therefore Bhagavan Krishna did not compel Arjuna to fight the war. This is not understood, and therefore people talk all nonsense. So this is one very important thing. Now second thing, by this war fighting, Bhagavan Krishna was never to be benefited. He has never to get anything out of it. So it was for the sake of Arjuna and the Pandavas that he has come. And therefore there cannot be any bad intention in the mind of Bhagavan Sri Krishna to make them fight this war. And therefore he did not agree. He does keep quite okay. Let me hear how much more wisdom you have, how much more knowledge you have. Like, sometimes some people come and they say, "Swamiji, I have to ask you some question." Yes. And then they will talk for 2 hours. And then you listen. And they are, "Swamiji, you are not talking anything." I said, "How can I talk when you are talking?" "Oh, but anyway, now I am in a hurry, I have to go. Thank you very much for your advice." I have not spoken one sentence. So such people, they come to tell, not to listen. Arjuna has done the same thing. He was telling to Bhagavan Sri Krishna all this dharma, dharma, dharma. And under these circumstances, it is better that we withdraw from the battlefield. And such people, what they want? They want somebody to listen and appreciate. "Oh, you are such a great person, such a compassionate one. See, you are ready to give up all your rights. You are really great. You are really great." So, this is a totally wrong approach. I'll tell you one example about this. There is one family, and their husband and wife, they are very close to me. And the father is playing tricks with the children. Wanted to give everything only to his daughter and take away everything from the son. He can straight away say, but he is playing tricks. And as a result, this young couple, this son and his wife, they were virtually on the roads. Own father, not a stepfather. And these fellows, husband and wife, they came to the Swamiji. Said, "What is happening? We don't know what to do, And they said, that, "How can we say?" I said, "If you have come to me, if you listen to me, then do what I say. Otherwise, don't come to me." "No, sorry, we'll do whatever you say." I said, "Go legally. This is the lawyer. Talk only through lawyer. Don't talk to him directly. Push him out of the house if is required." They did whatever I told. after the case was settled, they got 25 lakhs. And this father behaving in such a terrible manner, which no worthy father will behave like this thing. So that time, if you take a wrong course, you will be on the road throughout your life because of your foolishness. Goodness should not make us weak. Please remember this. Goodness does not mean submit to the injustice. Goodness doesn't mean that you become a doormat. Anybody can come and wipe their shoes. No. Our goodness should be only one way. Your inquiry about the truth becomes intense. That is real goodness. In the relative world, if you are living, you have to live with the rules and regulations of the relative world. Don't give up. Hold on to. Otherwise, Bhagavan Sri Krishna would have said, Arjun, this is all mithya, maya, anyway, it doesn't matter. No, you have to play the game of life. And therefore, when Arjuna has thus decided to withdraw and become frustrated because of his own basic problem. Now the last word. What was the basic problem in the whole of first chapter? Because of which Arjuna was disgusted, and the basic problem was identity crisis. On the battlefield, you are a grandson or a disciple or a warrior. See, on the battlefield, you have no relations. On the battlefield, you are only a warrior. And because of this identity crisis, all the problems came up. Now when you sit next time for your meditation and your mind start disturbing you, that time find out because of what and whom you are disturbed. So you will see, you will be disturbed as a daughter, as a sister, as a mother, not as a human being. And these all things are only relational. But basically we are only human beings. Like the children are born through us, not to us. But we imagine we are the one who have produced the children and we are the one who are bringing them up. We can't look after our own self and we want to bring up others. The moment you understand this, cause is the identity crisis. We are first the seekers of truth, then everything else. And that everything else can wait, must wait, should wait. But our primary purpose of our life is spiritual unfoldment. That should never be diluted. So once your identity is clear that you are the seeker of truth, everything will drop away. But the other day, one girl from Ranchi, about 8-10 years before, she used to come for the satsang and lecture, very good singer and all that. Gurudev used to go and stay in their house. And then she decided to come and join the course. So the same mother told her, you will have to go crossing my dead body. You should not go. If you go, I will commit suicide. Now that girl is frustrated. I don't know what I should do. I said, anyway, she is going to die. So you take the credit, you come. Swamiji, suppose she doesn't die. This kind of emotionalism cannot make you walk the spiritual path. You have to be very strong. And this is what here has happened to Arjuna. How can I kill my near and how can I kill my dear? If it is somebody else, I can kill very easily. That means killing is not a problem. The nears and dears, swajanam hi katham matva sukhina syam madhava. Killing oneself's own dears and near, how can anybody be happy? Therefore, the whole problem in our life is the identity crisis. And what is the identity? We have formed our own images. I am so and so. unless I get a proper seat with a rubber on that, so that I can go and sit properly. See, this is all our own creation. There is nothing like honor or dishonor. There is nothing like important or not important. There is nothing like insult. This is all our own imaginations. Once you understand this, then you will never get disturbed in life under any condition. So correct your identity and you are on the right path. This is what is said ultimately in the first chapter. Sanjaya Uvacha Eva Muktvarjuna Sankhe Rathopastha Upavishata Visrujya Sasharam Chapam Shoka Samvigna Manasaha. Evam Uktva, thus having said. Thus having said means Arjuna started his discourse from verse number 21st. He started his discourse on 21st. Senayor Ubayor Madhya Ratam Sthapaya Mechuta, and then he has gone through many psychological ups and downs, logic, argument, and the influence of the goodiness, and having said, Rathopastha Upavishat, he just sat down, and how he sat down, Visrujya Sasaram Chapam, and he has given up his bow and arrow, and Shoka Samvigna Manasaha, and his mind was completely buried under the influence of delusion and frustration. This is how Arjuna has said all what he has to say. And what is the conclusion? Logically he became despondent and disgusted. Therefore, if you remember, I am always telling you, do not justify that you are miserable. What Arjuna has done, he has justified. Aho vatamahat papam kartum vyavasitavayam. Never justify that you are miserable under any condition. The moment you justify, you have become Arjuna. So he justified, and thereafter, under this condition, anybody will become miserable. Started. With this, the first chapter ends. And this chapter is called as Arjuna Vishada Yogo Nam. As I told you, this is not from the original Mahabharata. So, this sentence we'll read it next time, maybe second, third, fourth chapter. Whenever we get more time, that time I'll explain you. With this, we conclude the first chapter. In our next class, we'll start the second one. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.